What's up, everyone? My name is Reverie, and today I'm with Kiluhmanjaro for Friends Episode 8. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm over here, 12, 12 p.m. in Miami, hot as hell. Actually, no, it's cold. It's cold in Miami. There was a cold front that came up recently. Mm-mm-mm.
What is considered cold in Miami though?
Like 50, 50
Shit,
degrees.
shit, man. 50 in February is a good day here in Connecticut, man.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
It's a
Oh,
good
man.
day.
Did want to ask, like, where are you from and where you were raised in? Obviously, you said you're from Connecticut, right? I also peeped that on your SoundCloud,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
So,
I grew up in Norwalk, Connecticut, like kind of like
hmm,
southern Connecticut, Fairfield County.
yeah,
And then I moved up to the New Haven area like 2021, like April 2021.
yeah.
And I've been up here ever since.
And how come you moved? Is it like,
Just kind of just the fact that like everything in town was getting expensive in my hometown. Like it's getting super
mm,
gentrified. Like it's a very
yeah,
different town than when I grew up in.
nah, I get
So we
that,
were kind
yeah,
of just like, I mean, if we're gonna be paying all this money, might as well settle down with the house. Like my family and I, we were like, we
yeah,
might as well settle down and get a house and everything. So we did that, kind of out the
yeah.
way.
Do you think the move changed your perspective on music? Was it any
Hmm.
different for
It's a really good
how you
question.
make your music?
Honestly, I feel like in terms of that, I think what helped is like being in a culture of people that also do music and are also really passionate about it. Like my first ever DJ set was
Yeah,
a couple months ago at Cafe Nine in downtown New Haven.
that's fire as fuck. That's so fire.
Shamar, yeah,
Yeah,
Shamar and Sasko. It was for Sasko. Shout out to Sasko. It's for his release party for his album, Hottest Year on Record.
yeah,
And he was doing a Connecticut stop, and Shamar and him had asked me to be a part of it, and that was really eye opening for me because I had seen was able to see a bunch of other people, um, that were kind of chasing the same thing that I was kind of going after. So that was really interesting. And then the second time I did Cafe Nine was even more interesting because it was a bunch of people I didn't know doing the same thing. I made a lot of connections
yeah.
that night. So yeah, I'd say the biggest difference in the move was just like being connected to more musicians, really.
Yeah, of course. I can understand that. I think to be honest, I started making music at like a really young age, so it's not like I had any connections, period. Right. But moving to where I live now, meeting like one of my best friends and even getting him into making music as well, right? I was able to build so much from just that, right?
Mhm.
Um, Aquarius are described as independent, creative, and intellectual, right? And you being an Aquarius baby, and you just turned 22 recently, actually, right?
Hell yeah.
Do you think that these adjectives describe you?
You know what's crazy with the whole astrology thing? I'm not like super hip to it, but any time that I've ever read anything as it pertains to Aquariuses, I've been like, yo, that is actually me to a T. Like,
Yeah, that's me with Capricorn,
it's
bro.
yeah, bro. It's like actually mad accurate. It's kind of scary, but
Yeah,
no, yeah, I feel like all those qualities you listed are pretty accurate. Like I've always been a pretty keep to myself type of person.
yeah,
Kind of stay out the way and just do my thing, whenever I see fit.
yeah. Do you think the younger you would be proud of where you are at now?
For sure. In the
Yeah,
music thing, for sure. Like I
yeah,
don't think like because I think for me when I was younger, I was pretty indecisive in terms of what I was like wanted to do. As a kid, you
hmm,
get asked like, what do you want to be when you grow up and all that stuff, and I don't think I ever had the same answer 2 years in a row. Like it was either
yeah.
I thought about being a writer, like an author, and I thought about video game designing, and I thought about
Video
a
game
whole bunch of shit.
designing is interesting.
Yeah,
I,
I just always
what's
was
the
into
concept
like
behind
the
that? Yeah,
I think I don't know. I just love games growing up. Like I wasn't like I don't know any of the classic games. Like I wasn't super hip to because like I was definitely more of a hipster growing up. Anything that was
yeah.
like super popping, I was like, that's just whack. Like some super contrarian shit, and like
What
whatever. But
were some of your favorite games?
um I don't know if you're the Batman Arkham series. That shit is
Bro, do
crazy,
you think I just what? Bro, that was my favorite
bro.
fucking season. I had that shit on my Xbox 360. I had it every fucking game on my Xbox 360.
Hell yeah, bro. You already know that shit was
Origins,
crazy.
Asylum,
Mm-hmm.
City, bro. Like, oh my god, I
Origins was
love
low key
those so much.
underrated, but like
It
Arkham City, like
was,
that
it
whole
was
series was like super crazy to me. So that was like what I was really
incredible.
really into. I think that's probably
Yeah,
when I was like, damn, if I could make a game that's as cool as this one, then I feel like I made it type shit. I think that's probably
yeah.
where that
No,
came from.
I on my Xbox One, I bought all the like because Arkham Knight came out obviously, but I was late to the party because I didn't get my Xbox until like quarantine, right? My Xbox One until quarantine, right? So I was like ever since like 2013, I've been using my Xbox 360 until quarantine hit, right? But I think 2022 or 2021, I bought um I bought Arkham Knight, and with Arkham Knight, you were able to buy um the other games as like
Mm,
DLCs,
right, right.
and you would be able to play them. It would just be in different mechanics because it would use the Arkham Knight mechanics,
Oh,
and
got
it
you.
was
Okay.
some of the best shit I've ever played ever in my life, bro. I stayed up all night for it. I stayed up all night playing that shit.
Yeah,
But
bro, that
yeah,
was a go to that series.
so
And that
good.
definitely sparked my interest in like gaming. Like I think before that, I was very much like it was pretty strictly sports games like 2K, like wrestling
Yeah,
games, and
yeah.
shit like that. But yeah, I think that Batman series kind of like changed my perspective on gaming.
Nah, honestly, I've always been a gamer, quote unquote. I grew up playing on a Super Nintendo when I was a little
Yeah,
kid, right? And I still use it. I literally used it 2 days ago.
hard.
Yeah. But I kind of use it for nostalgia purposes. Um, Mainly every time I listen to Pimp a Butterfly, I always think about my Super Nintendo, right? Because it was like a 2015 night when Super Pimp a Butterfly came out. And me
Yeah,
and my sister were listening to it while playing on the Super Nintendo. So it kind of just brings back that memory,
that's a
right?
dope core memory to have.
Yeah. Did you ever skate when you were younger?
I didn't. I hate like it's crazy because I hang around like a bunch of skaters, like the homie Ernesto. He skates
Yeah.
like Nate, but it was never really my thing. I was always like the chubby kid who was too scared to get on the skateboard type shit. So I was just like, ah, no, it's not for me.
Nah, I could understand that, man. I'm still the chubby kid of my family, bro.
Yo, you and me both, bro. You and me both. But yeah,
Bruh.
nah, I was never super. It was never really my thing. I always had the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games though. Like I stayed with
Yeah.
those.
Yeah,
Definitely
nah.
stayed with those on deck.
I was a skate 3, skate 2 kid. I'm not gonna lie with
Mm,
you. Yeah.
that's
I
what's up.
was I asked because on your link tree you had a link to an Instagram called Look Up, and I just wanted
Mm.
to ask what that was for.
Yeah, Lookup is the homie Ernesto's brand. Shout out Ernesto. Like
Yeah.
that's my dog. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, he's it's essentially like a clothing brand. I mean I'm sure he could explain it better than I do, but I had it there because it's like that's my guy and he's as supportive of all of my endeavors.
Yeah.
So I should,
Of course.
I would be it would be crazy of me not to be equally as supportive.
Yeah. It's been a stacked month for you. It's been a
Mm,
very stacked month for you. You had Sons Eternal come out on the
mm,
21st, if I'm
yeah,
not wrong,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then obviously Tough Crowd on the 28th. And I wanted to ask, how was it like working on two projects simultaneously, but still making sure that they're both the highest of quality?
Mm. I think for me, with both of those projects in particular, like Sons Eternal, they were both very different processes.
Yeah,
Sons Eternal, I was a little bit more hands off in the actual creation of the project. That was mostly Fujin, shout out to Fujin, and Gods in general and everything he got going on. So I was like, a lot of that stuff, like, I was really just like supplying the beats. He rapped on them, sent me the demos, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. He's like, I'm about to
yeah.
just put this out as an EP. And he
That's
kind
some
of did a
mad
lot of
villainy
the
shit. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. That's
yeah,
some
no, it
mad
was
villainy
dope.
shit, bro.
But yeah, no, he put that together really, really well with the rollout and
Mm,
everything. I thought that was super dope. But with Tough Crowd, that was a little bit more of a hands-on thing, or well, collaboratively hands-on thing
Yeah.
between me and Camille.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of came to her at the end of the last year and was like, "Yo, this is probably like right after Vote for Camille had dropped,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yo, I don't care how many songs it is. I need a project with you in 2025. Like, it could
And
literally be 4 songs."
how did y'all like get in contact?
Shamar had put me on in 2023, I want to say, to her SoundCloud. I think it was maybe just like
Damn.
came up on a whim. Like,
Damn.
he's probably
Yeah.
listening to some shit on SoundCloud and it just came up and she was like, "Yo, this, like, she's tough." And I was like, "Yo, she is tough."
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah,
reached
for
out
sure.
to her in 2023. I was like, "Yo, can I send you some beats or whatever?" And I did. And we had one song that has kind of just been sitting in the tuck for me. I was gonna put it, or I plan on putting it on this album that I've been working on, but
Yeah.
um, and I sent her a couple other joints that she had copped, and then we kind of just have been mutuals from there ever since. And then by
Yeah.
2024, like end of 2024, when Vote for Camille had dropped, that's when I was like, yeah, I definitely need
You need to
a bigger
work with
body of
her.
work for sure.
Yeah. And what was your, you know, for one, you have such a vast collection of collaborations,
Yeah.
right? Obviously from Shamar, Links Kane was one that I found, Camille, Main. Um, and I wanted to ask, what was your favorite project to work on throughout your whole discography and why?
Mm. That's a very loaded question. Favorite project in terms of like an individual song, like any creation, or just like a literal
Any cre-
album or EP?
any creation.
Hmm. I would say I don't know if it's necessarily. I think in terms of like my personal favorite, I
Yeah.
think Real Graps, that little 2-pack EP I put out at the end of
Yeah.
2023, that
Yep.
might be my favorite just because like I love both of those beats and both Suave and Shamar killed those beats and like they're both very different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I think like as a personal favorite of my own shit, I think those that would probably be it. But if I'm thinking of like the whole journey of creation and like, everything that encompasses that,
Yeah.
um maybe maybe working on Vestige with Shamar,
Yeah.
on his most recent album. I think that was like I've talked to him about it before, but like that beat, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I would never like let a beat that absolutely hate touch my folders. You know what I mean? Like if I
Yeah.
didn't like it that bad, like it wouldn't even see the light of day. But it was just one of those beats where I was like it's fine. And then he rapped on it, and I was like, this is fucking insane. Like this is one of the craziest songs like ever, and like it kind of showed in the reception that it got, like being on like
Yeah.
fucking Pitchfork and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
That's so crazy. That's so fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this shit is insane. But no, I think in terms of like just the entire journey, I think that probably would be my favorite track.
Yeah. And speaking of your production, right, with your soulful loops, the jazzy chords that you have, the jittery boom bap drums, and amazing bass lines, right, which almost to me feel like knowledge production,
Yeah.
right? Especially when it comes to your flips. I heard this one flip you did a little bit ago. It was with the Kendrick and Baby Keem song.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and I wanted to ask, like, what inspired your style of production?
I think I like to think of how I make shit as like a literal amalgamation of everything that I've ever liked. Like I
Yeah,
can't pin it down to like a singular style or artist or album or anything. Like everything that I've ever consumed, from the like hip hop shit to uh give me 1 second.
there you go.
My bad.
You good?
Um
You good?
But yeah, no, I think everything that I've ever made is just an amalgamation of everything that I've like liked in my music career, like from
Yeah.
the rap shit to the jazz to the pop to like the whatever. Like
Mhm.
I have such a wide range of stuff that I like and enjoy in terms of music that um I don't know, it'd be hard to like pinpoint. Like obviously
Yeah.
like the easiest things to associate it with are like, you know, some of the coded producers like Madlib and Doom and like you said, Knowledge and people like that.
Yeah.
Um, they were obviously very influential to me. Hip hop is like insanely influential to me. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of the stuff that I make, the versatility of it and the ability to do different types of things,
Hmm.
is just a result of me, liking different types of music and being a fan of like music at large.
Yeah. Um, and what was the earliest memory of music that you have? Like, did your parents play music around the house? Right? What was the music they were playing like?
Yeah, I think the music was definitely always prevalent. Like my dad used to rap. Um,
Oh shit.
he was pretty poppin' locally and everything. My
Mhm.
mom was playing a lot of R&B and soul music in the car.
Yeah.
So that, obviously that came from that. And then I don't know. I think I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again? I'm high as fuck. That's my fault.
Like, what was the earliest memories of music that you
Oh yeah,
have?
yeah, yeah. No, well, from their perspective, what they've told me is like I was like 2 years old or whatever, listening to "Yeah" by Usher and Lil Jon,
Oh my god.
just going crazy.
Yo, that's like me when I was like a 3-year-old. My earliest memory with music was Slob on My Knob by To the Club of
Yo, yeah, it's always the most salacious shit that gets the kids
Yo,
bumping. Like, it's so funny how that
I didn't know
works.
what the fuck that meant. For one, I barely even knew English, but I could say that shit word for word, bar for bar, bro.
That is too
Like,
funny. No, yeah, exactly. That was, yeah, man.
yeah,
But for me
no.
personally, like the earliest thing that I can remember was just like being driven to preschool, listening to
Mhm.
like probably like some Neo on the radio with my mom or some
Yeah,
shit, like, and just getting used to like or getting familiar with that style of music.
yeah,
Yeah, that's probably the earliest thing for me.
yeah, for sure. What's the inspirations behind your cover arts? Like, I was obviously, you probably saw your SoundCloud streams go up. I'm not gonna lie with you. Right. That was like I was listening. I was listening, bro. I was listening. I was making sure I had everything right. Um, I wanted to ask about your cover arts because sometimes they could be like gorgeous art pieces, right? Full of wonderful colors. And if it's not that, then it's like screenshots of like obscure media. Like such as some say, some seek, right? Like I didn't even know where the
Yeah.
fuck that was from, but I was like, oh, okay. But then you have art like Where I Can Leave, or even on your latest release, Tough Crowd.
Yeah. I think when it comes to my personal music, a lot of the stuff that I pull from is wrestling.
Yeah.
Because, like I grew up watching wrestling and that was like a big part of my life and then it got like super shitty like quality wise. So I was like, I'm
Yeah,
not on
dude.
this. And then it got really lit again in the past couple of years. So I kind of been tapped back in. And in
Yeah.
that also finding like old ass 90s Japanese wrestling that I gotten into and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of this like that stuff is just like, screen grabs from certain matches or certain people that I, respect in that field. Because like to
Yeah.
me, like I don't know, wrestling has a lot of parallels to just like music, life, the
Yeah.
industry or
I
whatever.
realized recently how much wrestling had like a grip on youth culture,
Mhm.
right? And like especially since all my friends loved wrestling. Now look, bro, I'm not gonna lie with you, bro. As a little kid, I did not watch wrestling. I don't know why. Like my parents didn't really like it. They're like they didn't really fuck with it. They fuck with boxing more and like UFC more, but they did not really like WWE, right?
That's valid.
right? But when I was like, I did my own personal project on what wrestling did for, just the community, right, within the youth. And I realized how much of a grip wrestling had on, like, this whole generation without us even knowing that
Mm.
it had such a strong grip on us. But yeah, my bad for going like off topic, but yeah.
No, 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 yeah, for sure. Like wrestling was fucking major, bro. Like
Yeah.
what I will say, like even when WWE was not like the most, I don't know, compelling in ring stuff or whatever, like the characters themselves felt larger than life to a point where it's like you felt invested in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think of someone like Jeff Hardy and how much he was just like adored by wrestling fans and just like specifically black wrestling fans. Like
Yeah.
when it comes, you know how like it's always those memes of like black people picking their top 5 favorite white boys. Jeff Hardy's always on those
Jeff
lists, bro.
Hardy.
Jeff Hardy, Tony Hawk, like they stay on those lists, bro. So it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no, like I think in the early 2000s specifically, like WWE was really good at like making their characters feel important and making you want to invest in those characters, even if like what you were seeing on TV week to week was not the most interesting shit.
Yeah. Nah, I think it's even the same thing for the Latino community because, bro, like Rey Mysterio, bro, I don't
Yeah,
know what he did for us, but like he did a lot for us and we don't even
bro.
realize, bro. We don't
Yeah,
even
bro, Rey
realize.
Mysterio, bro, like when it comes to like American wrestling, like that lucha style that he wrestled was like very not that common. Like
Yeah,
people
it
weren't
was
really like jumping off the ropes and doing all these flips and shit. Like people weren't really
exactly,
doing
bro.
that.
Like
Like
that
the
was
WWE
fucking
model was
crazy.
like taking 6, 7 bodybuilders, whether they could wrestle or not, and just putting them in a ring and making them look fucking huge.
And
But
then
then
you
you
have
have
this
this,
one dude doing
yeah,
backflips on shit, bro. It's like, what are you
exactly. Like
doing, bro?
it was crazy. And then just the pride that he had for his heritage as well. It was just like it
Yeah,
was
no, for
undeniable.
sure,
He's
for
a goat.
sure. Yeah, no, I, I didn't realize anything about him until I did all that research on WWE that one time. So I was like, oh shit, okay, okay, cool, cool. A little cool thing, right? I wanted to speak on a little project that you released a little while ago, right? By the name of Kill the Boys,
Killed the ball.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, kill the, kill the boy.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, which was a collaboration between you and, if I'm not wrong, Suave.
Suave Dubois. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
And it actually has one of my favorite beats that I've heard from you, right? Which was on the fourth song off of it, right? Which there was no title for it. It was just like one continuous song.
Let me pull it up. Hold up.
Yeah. If anything,
You
I'll
said track
play
4,
it.
right? Oh, Rosa.
Yeah. I think so. I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Okay.
Probably. And I just wanted to ask you about that project. Like, what was it like making that project? What was it like? Because it sounded low key like a very emotional project at times,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's just because the production specifically, or like the production choices that were used, right?
Yeah. That was a very different process. I
Yeah.
think first of all, shout out to Suave Dubois, a rapper out of Texas. He kind of I don't know, I can't remember exactly how he started the project itself or what exactly song was first or whatever, but I know that we had bonded pretty heavily over wrestling and stuff like that. So that's kind of where
Hmm.
the cover art came from. Um, but in terms of that song in particular, that was shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to fuck it, whatever. There is a song by this
Yeah.
artist who I won't name for legal purposes. Shout out to
Yeah.
them, like no disrespect or anything, but she had a relation. Her and Suave had some type of relationship with each other, whether musically or whatever.
Yeah.
And he wanted to sample this song that she had made. Um,
Hmm.
and he sent it to me. It was like, "Yo, can you flip this in a way that I could like rap on it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I had never done anything like that before. For the most part, like anytime I've made a beat, there's probably like one other time someone picked a specific sample for me to like try to flip. So that
Yeah.
was kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
But I was up for the challenge.
But you did so good. And you did
Thank you, bro.
amazing.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. And yeah, no, I was surprised at myself at how well that came out, because that was still like, if this came out in early 2023, that means I was definitely making these beats through like late 2021,
Yeah.
2022. So I was only like a year or two into it. So, yeah, that was kind of crazy to me how it came out. Um,
Yeah.
but then, I don't know, she was supposed to be listed as a feature, and then, things happen, and then she wanted, I don't know. But the song still exists, thankfully.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
definitely
think
glad about that.
was it ever out on like Spotify and like Apple Music?
Yeah. Is it not
Oh,
anymore?
I don't know. I mainly went through your SoundCloud because that's where like
Okay.
I could find most of the things that you have because you have the
Got you.
reposts from
Yeah.
other people,
Yeah.
right? Nah, because knowing the legality of things, right?
Yeah.
Because I sample fucking everything.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that on SoundCloud, like you can do whatever you want and you won't get sued
Hmm.
because like you're
Yeah,
not getting
yeah.
any money from it. But if you did it on
Yeah.
Spotify and all that, then like, yeah, do be careful,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
What's
don't use
planned for
samples, by
Auntie?
the way, for anyone wondering, any lawyers wondering. I don't use samples.
Yeah, I
So
don't. Yeah, me neither, bro. Like everything I made.
instrumentation, studio, live band type shit.
I have a live band in my back pocket right now for any
Facts,
time that I
facts, facts,
need.
facts.
What's planned for Auntie or
Plan for
Anti?
anti, bro. Anti in general is just like, I don't know. That's kind of just that's just my shit. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
in a like, I don't really like to describe it in like I don't know, a business capacity, because it's like, it feels kind of gross to me. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just the shit that I make things under, like whether it be the podcast that I was doing, or the music, or
yeah.
trying to get some videos and stuff out. Like, I'm trying to do a whole bunch of shit with it, but Anti
Oh,
is
so
just
that's
like
you.
yeah.
Oh
Anti is
shit.
just like the hub for
For
all of my
creatives.
creative endeavors, whatever that
Yeah.
may be.
Yeah. Nah, cause I saw it and I was like stalking it for a bit, right? I
Yeah.
was like, what is this? I was kind of hesitant to like follow, and I was like, oh fuck, like,
It is low key, like on the socials. It's kind of unclear what it's supposed to be, because it's just like you got some
yeah.
projects, and then you got like
And
some
then you
interview
got
clips.
interviews. The
Yeah,
money for
yeah,
water, for one, right? I did want to ask about that, but like, I
yeah,
wasn't sure if that was like you or like some
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, that's definitely
yeah.
me on all the interviews. Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy. How is it talking like talking to all these people though? Like, money for water is one of them, right? Um, oh fuck, I have it in my head. Son,
Some
uh,
Mundi.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
and all these
yeah.
other people.
It's been really cool for me, because I've always felt like, on the music journalism tip, like shit is just it's so whack right now. Like,
It is.
in
It
terms of like the
is.
popular like music journalist or whatever, if you can even call it that, like, people, it's just very salaciously based, and it's like nobody's talking about the art being made, and sometimes like artists don't even want to talk about the art being made, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
people
damn,
want to talk
like,
about drama, and
yeah,
it's like we're not trying to hear that. We're not
yeah,
trying to
bro,
hear that
like,
right now, bro.
I'm here for the music, bro, like.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of was my inspiration, and also just like trying to reach people that like maybe wouldn't normally get the opportunity to be given a platform to
Hmm.
talk about their projects. Like, I
Yeah,
think that's really important to me, especially because it's just so many talented people, bro. Like, like
yeah.
I'm every day I'm shocked that I'm even in the same conversations as some of these people. Like, so yeah, it's just an honor to be able to interview some of these folks.
Yeah, nah, that's kind of how, that's kind of the whole reason why I even do these interviews, right? Like interviewing you, interviewing Cam, interviewing um some of my other homies like Paz, JustDos, Jack 47, like all these other people, right? Because I want these people that I'm not really close with, like you or ISO, right? ISO was one of them that I interviewed too, right? I'm not really close to all of these people, but I do want to show these people off
Yeah.
and be like, y'all should listen to their music because they're as talented as anyone, right?
Yeah, bro. And it's just like there's always a conversation being made about like you know whether hip hop is like dying or whatever, and I think that should is silly unto itself. But like
Yeah.
if people like really were that interested in like listening to good music, like there is no shortage of good artists out there, bro. Like
No, not
there
at
is
all.
people making some of the best music you've ever heard every single day. And it's just like, the way you got to consume it is you got to find it if you really want to get there. Like, you know.
Yeah, like I always hated when people said that hip hop was dying, right?
Mm.
I think in a way, talking about hip hop in that way always felt, damn, this might sound crazy, but it always felt racist towards me. Like not towards
Mm.
me, but like it felt racist to me that it was like y'all gonna say that this is dying, but then go listen to classic rock. Like no hate at all to classic rock, right? Not my cup of tea, but it's like y'all can't tell me that a genre is dying, but
Yeah,
still go
bro.
back to a genre that did quote unquote die and tell me that this is dying. Like I feel like I don't know. To me, it just felt racist. Like to me, it just felt like absurd when people say shit like that. Cause like, do y'all try to listen? Do y'all try to listen? Like I love Lil Baby, but if you're the only person you're gonna listen to is Lil Baby and say hip hop is dying because Lil Baby like I guess flop, not even,
Yeah,
then
bro.
you can't really make an argument about that, right? So many other artists are dropping incredible music. Like the last couple projects I listened to were the Mike project, right, which was incredible, right? The Pink Seafood album, which was also really good. I don't know if you heard that, right?
I haven't, nah.
So good. And then another artist, which is a Florida artist called 454, which he dropped the project, which was
Crazy.
super fucking, oh my
Crazy.
God, amazing. You heard it?
Yeah, Casa a Dreamer.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. That shit is
Yes,
insane,
bro.
bro.
Yes,
That shit
bro.
is insane. Bro, I've never like not never, but like in my recent years of like having like access to streaming, I have never gone out of my way. Maybe I shouldn't fuck it. I've never gone out of my way to download songs from YouTube to have on my Apple Music since Cats of a Dreamer. Before it was like
Yo,
put on streaming, I was like,
yes,
yo, I
bro.
need access to
Yes.
this album at all
That's
times,
me
bro.
with Fast Tracks too, bro. Like, oh my
Bro.
God. Oh my God. He is so good. I'm glad that he's from Florida. I'm not gonna lie. I knew he was from Florida as soon as I heard him rap, but it was like, damn, like we
Yeah.
finally got someone that isn't Denzel Curry rapping right now. Like,
Yo,
and
nah,
not even
shout out
hate
to
to Denzel
454.
Curry. Like, not even hate to
Nah,
Denzel
yeah,
Curry. Right?
I
We
get it.
love Denzel Curry, but it's like when the whole face of your city is Denzel Curry. It's like, damn, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah, the
Yeah, can we
mainstream
get
Florida
someone else?
representation has been kind of
Kind of
hasn't been the greatest.
lackluster.
I feel like it was
Yeah.
kind of hot like 2016, 17 when like X
The
and like
SoundCloud
Ski
era. It
Mask
was
and
like the
like Kodak,
SoundCloud
yeah, yeah,
era.
yeah. But
Yeah.
nah,
And even then, like, okay, if I were to go off track real quick and talk about the
yeah,
Florida
yeah,
scene real quick, right? And I actually did want to talk about the Connecticut scene, right?
yeah.
But if I can go off track, the Florida scene has been super down lately because I feel like Miami is the face of Florida, but not that many things come out of
Mm,
Miami, or at least
right,
creative things come out of Miami. Everything comes out from like Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, right? With Miami, and I think the biggest problem is how they separate Miami because Miami is such a big ass city
mhm,
that let's just say like if you're from Broward County, then they say that you're from Broward County before they say you from Miami, right? Which to me is still Miami,
right.
right? But going into like the 2017 scene, like this whole SoundCloud scene, like we had X, Ski, Kodak, and then we had like the other people that were like really ass, like Lil Pump and Smoke Perp, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it was like it wasn't even that they were ass. It was just that this was nah, they were ass, but like it
Nah,
was
Lil
more
Pump
just
was
like
ass
the
for sure.
energy. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just that energy that they had. That it was like, damn, like I could probably like I could probably like go to a concert not for them, but if I heard them, like I'll be like, damn, okay, like this kind of hard. Like this happened to
Yeah,
me with
go.
Cardi
Yeah,
B,
yeah.
bruh. Yeah, this happened to me with Cardi B. Like I hated on Cardi B for so long until one of her songs started playing, and I was like a bunch of my friends, and I was like, fuck, I know this song word for word, bar for bar now. Like,
That's too funny.
all right, and but yeah, I guess since X died, right, um, shit went downhill. Then Ski Mask kind of stopped making music. That went downhill. Denzel Curry has always been consistent. No, can't lie. He's always been
Yeah.
pretty consistent with his music. And then now we have 454, which is one of the best artists ever, I think. Like,
No, dead ass.
dick
Like
riding,
no
dick
no
riding right
no
now.
hyperbole, bro. Like he's actually one of the
Yo,
best ever, bro. And I
like,
feel like we should normalize, bro. I know people would be like recency bias or whatever. We need to normalize calling people the goats while they're still active, bro.
yo,
Like
yes,
Mike is a
yes,
fucking
yes.
goat, and we should be able to
Mike
say
is
that
a
he's one of
goat.
the best rappers ever. We should be able to say
Like,
454 is one of the greatest artists of our generation.
I no, genuinely, I agree with that. I totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he's
Because
like for real.
for an artist to be so consistent and his music music releases have been really short. Like
Mm.
I think his first debut project on streaming was like 2023 or some shit like
Oh
that,
shit.
bro. I want to say something like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about the SoundCloud things because he had. Oh no, it was 2021. I'm tripping so hard,
So,
right? But he dropped 2021, right, for real. Then Fast Tracks 3. Then Cast of Dreamers, right? And then if we even go
mhm.
back, Fast Tracks 2, he has some other shit with Surf Gang. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
this motherfucker can rap too. That motherfucker
Bro,
can rap. He can rap, bro.
it's insane, bro. He's
But
fucking
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
And Castle
yeah.
Dreamer was really a show of the versatility. Like he did all types of shit on that album.
I think my favorite song off of that album was Bout It. Like, oh my
That shit's hard.
god. He was like, yeah, I'm about it. I put the clips can like, oh my god,
Yeah,
that shit
nah, he
was
was
so
wicked.
tough.
He
Right.
was wicked.
And he has a song like Globetrotter on there, which is like also
Mhm.
another crazy ass song. Nightmare Interlude was another dope ass song that he had on there. Right. But let's get into the Connecticut scene. Like, what does Connecticut have to offer, I guess? What do you think that maybe they don't like the Connecticut music scene doesn't get the love it's supposed to get in a way?
Yeah, I would say like for the Connecticut scene, like most other places, it has a lot of versatility. Like I'd say probably the most poppin' rapper out of Connecticut right now is probably Real Young Phil. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're familiar.
Nah, I am. I am.
Yeah, yeah. So like Real Young Phil, like he has his own type of sound, but then you also have, folks like me and shout out Shavarda, she's a great rapper. Sketch TC, like you got it's a lot of like great different type of rappers. And I think that's what's like the coolest shit about Connecticut is
Yeah.
like even not even in the rapping shit, like bro, shout out Chrisline, she just dropped an EP recently. She's one of the best singers out here, bro. Like I went to school
Yeah.
with her like most of my life and she's like incredibly talented. So yeah, I just think Connecticut just has a lot of versatility and a lot of I guess untapped potential because it's kind of, looked over when it comes to like the tri-state, obviously New York and New Jersey kind of hold
Yeah.
priority in that sense, but Connecticut got some shit, bro.
Yeah, no. Um I ask only cuz I don't know much about the Connecticut scene,
Mhm.
and that's kind of my fault cuz like I'm I'm southern as fuck, bro. I'm southern as fuck. I be
Hey, I get
listening
it,
to like
bro.
mainly
Rap
shit from
started
the
out
south.
regional, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but nah, like I'm not gonna say I'm closed-minded though. Like I listen to a lot of shit, but send me some shit. Send me some shit. You know, what I'm saying
I
after
got
this
you.
interview, do send me some shit. I'll do
For
one
sure, for
listen.
sure, for sure.
Right. I want to talk about your latest releases now, right? Let's let's start off with Sun's Eternal, right?
Mhm.
And the first question is, how did this collaboration happen?
Um, I think so. I think Blank Thought, shout out Blank Thought. He had
Um,
connected me with Jen, or I think he put Jen onto some of my work, and then Jen had reached out to me about some beats.
yeah,
And I sent over the folder, and he was like, "Damn, I might like I could really cop this whole shit. Like this whole shit is crazy." I'm like, "Damn, I appreciate that."
yeah,
And then he got a bunch of beats, and like he got straight to work. Like he wasted no time.
yeah,
So he sent me a bunch of demos like pretty soon after that. And he was like, "Yeah, this is probably gonna become just like an EP on its own." I was like, "Word."
hmm
And he kind of started building out the rollout with everything, with the
yeah,
videos, and I thought it was really dope how he did that. So it was a pretty quick process. Like I'd say between the time of release and the time that we had first started talking about it, probably like maybe 4 months.
yeah.
So yeah, it came together pretty quickly.
And I know you spoke a little bit about how you just basically sent him beats, and
Mm,
that's really the most, I guess.
yeah, for the most
Yeah,
part, yeah.
yeah, for the most part, what you did, but even just sending the beats, right? How many beats did you send them? Like, was it all just like, okay, banger after banger, or was it like, this one, I don't know how I feel about it, you know?
I think most recently when it comes to beats,
Yeah,
I think I've really like I just have this big ass folder with a bunch of beats in it.
yeah,
And I just kind of let rappers like peruse at their own pace. If they have like an idea of a specific sound, then I'll like look through the folder myself and pick out what I think is most fitting, or I'll like get back in the studio and like work on some shit or
yeah,
whatever. But for the most part, like I'll just like send that folder out, and as people find stuff that they like I'll just keep adding to it. And as people find stuff what they like, they'll pick it out, and that's kind of how that came together. He kind of just picked
yeah.
out some joints. I'm pretty sure he picked out some more joints than what made the project. So I'm sure there'll be more
There'll be
soon. But
more in the future, yeah.
yeah, for sure. And then yeah, that was pretty much how that went.
All right. And Tough Crowd houses some of the most beautiful verses that I've ever heard from Cam. And genuinely, you elevated the verses in ways that I think only the most like meticulous producers can do, right? And it has so many things I want to talk about. So, but I'm gonna try to keep it short, right? I'm gonna try to keep it short, right? And the first question is, how is it like working with someone like Cam? Because from my experience, like that girl picky with her beats. That girl is so picky with her beats,
That's
bro.
that's really interesting to hear because it's like from my perspective, like I really could not have imagined like a smoother process. Like everything was very
Oh shit.
like in terms of the beats, like I don't well there was definitely beats that she like ended up maybe not rapping to, but not for this
Yeah,
project, but just in general.
yeah,
But yeah, it was like I sent her a couple joints, and some of them more recent than others.
yeah.
And I was kind of just like, yeah, I feel like specifically with Side Eye, like Side Eye was the one where I was like, yeah,
Mm.
this beat, like I
Such
think
a
this
good
was
ass
kind of
beat.
made for you,
Such a good
like
ass
low
beat.
key, like
Yeah,
um. So yeah, it was like a super smooth process in terms of like picking the beats and
yeah,
putting those songs together and everything like that.
yeah. What was the main approach to this project? Like, what was the like foundation, blueprint? You know, maybe another project that y'all knew about that made y'all want to do an EP like this.
Yeah. I think I think on her end, actually, like listening to the interview that y'all did, it seemed like she had the tough crowd concept in her head for a while.
Yeah,
Um, which is like, the modern day rap audience, kind of like we were talking about earlier, just like how, they may not be as receptive as they could or maybe should be to like quality music or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think conceptually that was something that she had determined pretty early on, and I think I kind of just provided the canvas for her to get her shit off in that regard.
Yeah. And last question, right? I don't even have this one written down, but this is just like a me personal thing, right? When it comes to when it came to the like the finishing of this project, right? Like the finalizing everything, the mixes, the mastering. Would there be something you would have done different, or maybe um, added a couple more songs, maybe try like to send more beats, anything like that?
Mm, I think this particular project came together exactly how it was supposed to be
Yeah,
honest with you. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I didn't want to overdo it with, like, adding a bunch of clips and everything. Like, I wanted to keep it pretty focused on her rapping.
yeah,
Um, because I felt like, that was like, that was the highlight, is her rapping her ass off for four
yeah.
straight songs. Like,
Nah, it is.
so I wanted that to be the focus a little bit. And it's just like, when it comes to getting more songs, like, there can always be more songs, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, as long as she's willing, like, I'm always with it. So
yeah. No, you guys
I think
did
with this
so good.
project, it was pretty. I think the conciseness of it is pretty good.
Yeah. Nah, I don't even think y'all need more songs, but it's just more like a shit, like a little part two, a little side B would sound nice.
Yeah,
A
no, I
little
mean,
side
and
B.
I wouldn't even rule it out as a possibility for sure. But
Yeah.
you know, I can guarantee that these will not be the last songs you hear with me and Camille for
Yeah,
sure.
nah, y'all did amazing. Y'all did so good, right?
Thank you.
And as someone who puts so much love into their beats, what do you think is the best thing to hear as a musician?
Like,
Compliment wise, when it comes to,
okay.
yeah,
Um, hmm, that's a really good question.
yeah,
I think, I think maybe just like being complimented on being able to flip a maybe common sample in a super unique way.
yeah.
Because like there's certain songs where it's like they've been flipped a million times over. Um,
The amen break.
yeah. Like like certain shit has just been touched a bunch of times, and
Yeah,
I try my absolute best to avoid that. Like, as I said earlier, like, super contrarian me is just like, yo, anything that's ever been flipped before, I don't even want to touch it. Like, but
yo, me too,
there's just
me
some things
too.
where it's just like, this is too crazy for me to not try my hand at. So I don't know. Anytime that I get complimented on like doing something in a really original way, something that
Yeah,
maybe has been heard before, is like really nice to hear.
yeah. Nah, I understand that even as a producer myself, like some shit you need to try.
Yeah.
Some shit you need to try. I did that shit with my last project. There was a song I have called Miss Velvet,
It is.
right? Or Mr. Brady slash Miss Velvet, and that like switch, I used like a really popular sample, and I didn't even do that like much crazy shit on it. I just rapped
Yeah.
crazy on it, and it was
Yeah.
like crazy to me. But um, what do you think is the biggest tip that you should give young producers or any other producer that's trying to come up, like when it comes to trying to work with other artists? Like I know you said something about the folder, which is a really good idea thinking about
Yeah.
it. But what's like a tip you should give other people?
Um, bro, don't delete your beats, bro. That's really the biggest thing. Like,
Yeah,
if I, well, to be fair, a lot of the stuff that I've lost was not as a result of me deleting. It's just because I fucked up
hard
my
drive.
computer or my files or
Yeah,
hard drives or whatever. Um, but bro, like, if I, like, there are some beats that I made when I first started, like 2020, 2021, that I
yeah,
still think about from time to time. I'm like, damn, I wish I still had that. And a lot of the times it'd be beats that I like didn't really love that much in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it was super weird. But yeah, no, bro. If you are starting making beats, and you're gonna take advice from someone who's only been doing this like 5 years, I would say don't delete any of that shit if you can
Yeah.
help it.
Have you been doing this shit for 5 years?
Bro, it saying it out loud did sound kind of crazy to
Damn,
me.
twin. What
Bro,
the
no, yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like, so in a official capacity, I call it 5 years because I started
fuck?
basically when
During
COVID,
quarantine? Yeah.
yeah, type shit. So
I
like,
feel like a lot of people started during quarantine. I was
eh,
talking to my one of my like best friends about it, about how good quarantine was for creative people.
hell yeah.
Like it was the perfect time for creative people. Perfect time.
Especially creative people that like were young and did not have time to be creative. So it's
Yeah,
like I
for
was just in
sure.
the crib like between the hours of like 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. I was up making beats, teaching myself how to make beats
I
every single
was
day.
I was skipping class to make music. Like
Type
I
shit.
was
No, for
skipping
real.
class
Yeah,
to make
bro.
music, bro. Like I was like in eighth.
Seriously.
What? I was like in eighth grade, like seventh to eighth grade, and I was like, bro, I'm finna skip this class just so I can go make a beat.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
It was really that serious and like
That's
that level of like I don't want to call it commitment, but like kind of attachment to the craft can never
yeah,
really be replicated as a result of just like it was a result of circumstance more than anything. But
yeah,
yeah, bro, like I don't know where I would be if not for that period of time where I was forced to like just
yeah.
learn the
Nah,
craft.
back then I hated quarantine because I missed my friends. But looking back at it, it was like, damn, I needed this. Like I needed this really bad.
Yeah,
Because if it wasn't for quarantine, I wouldn't have met all the amazing people I've like known
exactly.
now. Right. At least in like the music world.
Literally like
No, cause
literally half the people I know I wouldn't know.
yo, literally like every person I know.
It's really
Honestly.
like that. It's really like that, bro.
Yeah. Nah, cause I've been making music since I was like in fourth grade. Right. I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, nah, I
Like
grew up doing
instruments
this
and
shit
shit, or
basically.
just like beat making.
Nah, rapping, like rapping.
Oh,
Like I was like a legit rapping.
that's fire.
Right. Because like I grew up with that. I like grew up like in a like pretty bad neighborhood, I guess. Yeah, it was like bad. It was bad. It was bad. But uh obviously a lot of rap was being played, right? And I was like, "Oh, I want to try this." But like there was a lot of shit that was being played. I know a lot of reggae music was being played, right? And obviously I'm not about to do reggae music cuz I'm for
Right.
obvious reasons, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of R&B, a lot of soul music was being played. My mom mainly played like soul and R&B music. She sometimes like she liked rap too. Like she loved 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes, like all these people,
Mhm.
right? My dad was mainly the person that played rap at the house, right, when he was still living with us, right? But rap was always something I loved. So when I was like 9, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start rapping. Fuck it. But
That's fire.
my bad for going off topic. Let's go into these lightning round questions. Let's
Mhm.
go into these lightning round questions.
I bet.
All right. Favorite song you flip?
Like the sample itself, you want me to sample snitch on live?
Nah. Like I'm talking about like, cause you have flip, like you know, like the
Like the actual
yeah,
flips himself. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Shit. Uh, One that comes to mind. I flipped the words to
Fucking
live
Mike
by.
song, the
Oh yeah,
Mike
that
song.
was that
Oh,
was tough too. That was super tough.
shit was so
No, but I
tough.
flipped words to live by that El Custo Earl
Mm,
Sweatshirt song.
yeah,
I flipped specifically El Custo's verse on this
yeah.
beat that I think Shamar copped actually. So maybe you'll hear
Oh
that at some
shit.
point.
Oh shit.
But
Okay.
yeah, no, that was a crazy. I'll send you the flip after.
All right, bet. Favorite fruit?
Uh, Probably grapes. Love some
Favorite
good
heartbreak
cold
song?
grapes. Um, I don't know
I
if
feel
it's
like
a
so
heartbreak
much
song.
comes
That's
to
just,
mind.
yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a
Yeah.
heartbreak song, but the first song that came to mind was "Like a Tattoo" by Sade.
That's actually good. That's actually a good song. I think mine's is super off the wall. And this ain't even, it's like sometimes heartbreak songs aren't even heartbreak songs. You're right. Right.
Mm,
But it was a Young Thug song by the name of, fuck, I'm trying, Never Made Love.
mm.
And that's
I
like
don't know
my
if I
favorite
heard that
song
one.
ever. So good. Right. Last argument you had.
Ooh. Um, I don't know if it was necessarily an argument, but I had a little debate with my dad last night about if Luka to the Lakers was like actually a good deal. And I'm like, bruh, like
Bro,
you
he's been
can't.
playing like ass with the Lakers, bro.
No,
He's been
no,
playing
like
like
I hear you, like
ass.
first couple of games, but like, bro, like this is the longest he's gone without playing, and then he just like literally after that conversation, he proceeded to drop 30 like an hour
Yeah,
later. So I was
nah.
like, all right, yeah, bro.
I think he's one of those people that just treat the NBA like a 9 to 5. It's like funny as fuck. It's like
For sure,
I
no.
remember somebody called it the reverse Mamba mentality, and I was like, yeah, this is true. This
No,
is
yeah,
true,
those Europeans, bro, they really be on that reverse Mappa mentality shit, and
bro.
I
They
kind of
don't give
fuck
a
with it.
fuck, bro. They don't
I
give a
kind of
fuck.
fuck with
Like,
it.
Dirk Nowitzki was like like one of the funniest players
Yeah,
I ever seen, bro.
yeah, nah,
If you lived in a cartoon world, what would it be?
shit, bro. I don't know how I could not say SpongeBob.
That's
Like
scary as
SpongeBob,
fuck. I'm not gonna lie with you, bro.
bro.
Be
SpongeBob, like,
scary.
I really like. I don't know. I could talk about SpongeBob for literal hours, bro. I really, I dead ass could. Like the amount of, that you think I could talk about music, I could talk twice as much about SpongeBob for real.
Yo, what is your obsession with SpongeBob, bro?
Bro, like that was just like the most formative shit in my, like um from a taste standpoint, like informing your like comedic senses and shit like that. Like SpongeBob, like the randomness of SpongeBob, bro, like is the reason
Nah,
why
for
memes are
sure.
the way that they are. You
I
think about
think
any meme between like 2016 to now, every year there's a SpongeBob meme, bro.
that this is true. I'm not gonna lie. This is very true. This is very true. I think if I were to live in one, I have to be careful because I had to understand like some shit is just too crazy. Like I was gonna say a regular show, but it's like, bro, like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
too
trying to
much
put
going
my
on for
life
me,
on the
bro.
line. Like I'm not
Bro,
trying
because
to put my life on the
I
line.
almost said Amazing World of Gumball, but I was like, low key, they got some freaky ass shit going
Yeah, that
on, bro. Like,
I was about to say Amazing World of Gumball too, but it was like, damn, bro, like they go kind of crazy too. Like
yeah,
you got
no,
a
that's
whole
just a little
T-Rex going
scary,
to
bro.
school, bro. Like I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, that's just scary, bro.
Yeah. What's the most backhanded compliment you ever got as a producer?
That's fucking hilarious. Um, Damn, that's a good ass question.
Yeah, no, I was
Um,
telling my girlfriend about this, that as a rapper, my least favorite compliment, even though I make the beats, is I like the beat. And I'm like, fuck, okay.
yeah, no, that shit is whack as fuck. Damn, that's a really good question. Um,
You got good sound selection.
no, it's like it's when people that don't really be listening to my style of music be listening to it, it'd be like, they'd be like, "Damn, you're really talented," and it's like, okay, what did you like about the song though? Like, tell me
Yes, bro.
what moved you about what I made? Like,
What, like, why do you think I'm so talented? Like,
yeah, like I don't know, I don't know.
I think I realized my least favorite thing I ever heard, and it happened to me recently, was somebody came up to me and said I have really good sound selection. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that
oh,
would I wouldn't really know how to take that. It's like, did you like how I flipped the sound selection or
yeah, like, was the clap good? Like, or was the snare tight enough? Did it need
yeah,
more
like
reverb?
damn,
Like,
yeah, like
what you
let me
need,
know,
bro?
bruh. That's too
Most quotable
funny.
song lyric that you ever heard?
Um, Days I was really in the streets, hungry, really about to lick, son. When we're short, they used to
Ooh,
treat me like bro. That whole Mike verse, bro. I
bro,
could.
Mike,
Oh my
bro,
god,
that
bro.
whole fucking album, dog. That whole album
War
has
my
some
pen,
shit,
bro.
bro. Like, or even then, like, I think my favorite Mike line ever was from his most recent project, where he goes, uh bitches be hating my hoe, then go
Go
gossip with
gossip
her.
with her.
Like, yo,
That shit is crazy. Nah, he
that
was really
shit,
talking his
bruh.
shit,
I remember I heard that
bro.
shit and I was like, yo, that's literally my girlfriend, bro. Like, that's literally my girlfriend.
Yeah, that shit is insane, bro. Bro, another
Yes.
one, like another line on his most recent shit, bro. He's I think he was on the weight 2K20. He was like,
Uh-huh.
it's like such a simple line, but he's like, I've been pulling out this pack, I've been losing it. I'm like, bro, that's
Bro,
like
nah.
that whole verse like really described like this past year for me. Like this past like 2024 was low key like personally tumultuous. So like
Yeah. Oh, that was
hearing
a
that
crazy
verse, I was
word. I
like,
don't even know what that
yo,
means. Hold on,
that
let me search that
just
up.
no, it was just a fucked up year for me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
it was just a lot of shit going on. But nah, yeah, like that whole verse like literally described my past year.
Nah, I think to me, Mike is what people from like that listen to Lil Wayne in the 2000s probably felt like. Cause like
Nah,
Lil
for
Wayne would
real.
say some shit that it'd be so simple, but it's like, fuck, how did I not think of that?
Mhm.
Right. And that's how Mike feels to me. It's like, damn, like he just said like the most simple shit, but it was like, I never heard nobody say it like that. Never
Yeah,
in my
Mike
life.
has like the perfect combination, which
He
is
has
why I
worn
really
his
think
pen. He
he
has worn his pen.
no
He
for
got
real.
worn his pen, bro.
Why I think he's like the GOAT, bro, is
Yeah.
because he has the perfect combination of everything, like literally every minuscule detail that a true
Mm-hmm.
rapper would need to find in a rapper. He has a great voice. His pen is crazy. His beat selection
Yeah.
is crazy. His flow
Nah, like
is consistent. Like
I
he does it all, bro.
recently I recently went to the DJ Black Power beat tapes and
Yeah.
shit, bro. Oh my god. Oh my
Bro,
god. Some of the best shit ever.
Dr. Grabo, both Dr. Grabos. I think I like Dr. Grabo one more than two, but
Me
Dr.
too.
Grabo two is crazy. That nasty flip is insane.
I fucking love that shit, bro. I love that shit so much. And last question, your favorite beat ever. This can be one of your beats, this can be anyone else's beats, just your favorite beat, period.
Bruh. Bro,
What's that beat that you
asking a
listen
nigga
to?
like me that type of question is just like literally any given day it'll be a different answer. I'll give
It'll
you
be
today's
different,
answer.
yo.
I'll give you
Yo.
today's answer. Today's answer right now, um maybe Still a Menace by Cortisa Star.
Oh
I've been
shit.
bumping that shit crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I don't know what put me onto her shit, but like I just I think I first heard her on like a Ice Spice flip on TikTok or something,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I had like rediscovered her like a few weeks later, and I just been listening to her shit heavy. Like she's tough.
Yeah.
The way that Xavier So Bass as a rapper makes me feel is the way that Cortisa Star makes me feel. Like
How
it's
does
she's
how do they make you
bro,
feel,
just
bro?
like just hype as fuck, just lit as fuck. Like
Yeah.
they make music like I couldn't imagine a more descriptive way to like if someone was like, "Yo, what is the youth in 2025?" I would show them Xavier Sobase or Cortisa Star,
I would
in my
show them
opinion.
Shay. I'd show Shay, bro. I don't know if you know who Shay is. Shay my goat though. Shay my goat. Damn. Now you got me thinking what's my favorite beat. I'm like
It's
I'm
a loaded question, bro.
yeah, I'm like the biggest knowledge dick rider, so it's always gonna be a knowledge beat. But it's like honestly, there's a beat from his album Hood Dreams, right?
Mm,
It's called Still Love Me. Bro, some of my favorite shit ever. Some of my favorite shit ever. But
I have
yeah,
to check that
that's
out.
all the questions on the interview. That's all the questions I have. And I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for letting me interview you and giving me your time, right? An hour of your time to speak about several different topics, right?
Bro, thank you for having me. Like this is my first interview in an official capacity, so
Oh shit,
I appreciate you even wanted to chop it
bro.
up.
Of course, bro. I love your production, bro. I love what you do. So it's like I had to. I was like, as soon as Cam told me who you were and showed me your beats, bro, I was like, fuck, like I need I need to interview dude, bro.
Love, bro. I really appreciate that.
But yeah, bro, I hope you have a great day. And to all the viewers watching this, I hope y'all have a great day. And please stay safe. Y'all, love y'all, and have a great day.
Got to the end of the game, shot the freak throwing this. Something whispered in his ear, get no easier than this. Been remiss with my heart, can't call who I miss. You were reckless with my heart, it was easier then.